Yeah. You know, in your book, the first chapter, because I read it, bro. I mean, it is a phenomenal book. But I want to talk about the path to being well, because I think that some people don't really understand the path of being well and healthy. And you have 5 steps that are repeated over and over again. Let's talk about those real quick, because I want the people to get the book. So let's not give them all the information, but what are those 5? What are those 5 paths, and why are they so important?
So I think it's important to note, like, you know, with our buddy Dave, people will go on his show after like 10 years of working on their debt, and they'll do a debt-free scream, like, I'm debt-free.
Yeah.
There's never a moment that we're going to walk out and say, I'm anxiety. There's no anxiety-free scream. That doesn't exist. Because the moment I do that, I'm going to walk in the parking lot and someone's going to call me and say, hey, your mom's been in a car wreck. You need to come to the hospital. Like, that's not life, right? Life keeps happening. And so if we, and one other thing is important, and then I'll walk through these steps. Dude, if I'm scrolling channels, like flipping through YouTube or whatever, or old QVC, because I'm old, bro, if it cycles up and some dude's like 7 steps to new abs or 14 steps to fuller, thicker hair. Idiot. Just dismissive. A roll off. That dude has no idea what he's talking about. It's too reductionistic, right? So I want people to hear me say, I don't have the new 5 steps to being well. That's not real. Anybody selling you that is selling you snake oil.
Right.
If I go back and look at thousands of years of wisdom and all the way up to neuroscience, the things that have in common are life's hard. It's a mess. And these same 5 principles, you're going to keep going back to them over and over and over when you want a well life. Because the moment you get on top of the wave is when they call that dad's had a heart attack. The moment you get on top of the wave, your buddy's marriage falls apart and you need to show up. And so those things just keep happening, right? So the first one is I've got to own the stories. The stories I was born into, the stories I was told growing up, the stories of the things I did to participate in my own misery now, right? I mean, I like to leave those parts out. I've got to own those stories, man. This happened to me. Somebody hurt me. Somebody was racist. Somebody treated me, but this happened. Full stop, period. The second thing I got to do is I got to own reality. I got to acknowledge reality. And this is what, dude, I'm terrible at this. That's looking in the mirror and saying, I didn't mean to, but over the last 10 years, I've gained 100 pounds.
Wow.
This is reality.
Wow.
I didn't mean to. Can I poke on you?
Yeah.
Like, I've been engaged twice.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to spend my life with somebody twice.
Yeah.
And here I am, right? My dad, who I loved, and not my dad in real life, but my dad, who I loved, he also said that I'm too fat to be loved. If I didn't lose weight, no one's ever going to want to sleep with me. Like, I got to own these things. And only then you get a starting line painted on the ground in front of you, and now I can go be about healing. Wow. And then the third thing is, and this is important for singles out there, man, and for introverts like me, dude, there is no long-term. There is no long-term health. There's no long-term behavior change. There's no long-term wellness, no long-term joy and life change done in isolation. You got to have other people. You got to have a gang. You got to have brothers and sisters who walk alongside you doing life together. Yeah. And only then can you get into changing your actions and changing your thoughts. And that kind of works like a figure 8. Some days I don't want to go to the gym. I got to go do the action, right? Yeah. And some days I really feel like going to the gym, but it's a day off and I got to honor the system that I'm working on, right? So you just kind of do that in a figure 8 there.
Man, you know, one of the things I think we, especially single people, battle is, like, some of them. I was at a singles conference about a month ago, right? And at the singles conference, the single lady said, the reason why I'm single is because I've been hurt by other men, by all the men. And the lady said, you know, I don't think I'll ever settle down anytime soon because all men just play games. And I'm like, wow, like, you just hurt yourself, because not all men are that way. Maybe some of the men that you've dealt with, unfortunately, have, because I'll be real, you know, I've hurt ladies in the past, you know, but I'm like, what do you say to that single woman watching right now that's saying, you know, I hear you, John, like, I gotta own it, I gotta face reality, but there's still this part of, they still hurt me. Like they still hurt me, and you're telling me to own it, accept it, and then trust him again, or trust not him again as far as in the same person, but trust another man again with my heart. Like, man, that's real. And I struggle to answer that question, John, because it's like I've hurt ladies in the past, and I'm like, and I'm still single, so I'm like, I'm not qualified to tell you that answer because I'm not.
I don't think it's a matter of qualification. I think it's a matter of you're worth being loved. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And when somebody hurts you, that equation doesn't make any sense.
Wow.
Most of us have no idea what it would be like to just go to bed at night and just fall asleep.
Ooh.
Without scrolling, without medication, just to go to sleep.
Wow.
Most of us don't know what it would feel like to wake up in the morning and not have to have chemicals to wake up, stimulants to wake up. I would just drink coffee for fun. We don't know what peace is anymore, man.
Yeah.
It's gone. It's gone.
Yeah.
We just know constant fireball, right? So I would tell that woman, maybe romantic relationship isn't the right thing for you right now.
Right.
But you have to be in relationship with people. Full stop, period. And the thing that is so damning about especially relationship trauma like sexual abuse and physical abuse and emotional abuse, gaslighting, the reason that is so bad, it's like poisoning water. And you have to have water to live, but if you are poisoned by water, you know one thing, I'm not drinking more water, and then you die.
Yeah.
Right? And so what trauma does, man, is it tells your body relationships aren't safe. When people get close, it sounds all the alarms. Not safe, not safe, not safe. And, bro, you got to lean into that pain.
Yeah.
And I've got to ask myself, what did I contribute to this? Why do I keep showing up with the same guy and the same girl? What am I bringing to this that attracts the same person every time? And most of us are attracted to our unfinished business, the thing we think that will complete us. And we got to stop.
Woo.
Listen, somebody else can't complete us, man.
Yeah.
You got to heal from the inside out. And then you get to pick someone and say, I'm going to do life together.
Yep.
But nobody's worth being abused or hurt.
No. And that's the hard part. You know, a lot of people don't know this about me. A lot of people think I'm an extrovert, but I'm really an introvert. And you found
me
that
too.
out.
You could drive for 3 hours and say no words.
No words. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not even, I really don't like being around people. Like, I'm going to be honest. I really don't. You know, it's like if people see me on stage, they see me on YouTube. But when I'm off, I feel as if I need to be by myself. And that
Anthony,
is something
I bought a house in the woods, yo.
Yeah, you did. I mean, bro.
No, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you, dude.
John, you didn't buy a house in the woods. You bought a house in the desert woods. Like, you
Dude, there's like some banjos out there. Yes. I mean, it goes off out there. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But speak to us introverts, Sean, who are like, I don't need people. That's something that I talk with my therapist on a regular basis now. Is I just feel as if I am literally okay with being alone. Like I have no problem being at home, being by myself with my dog and just chilling. Now, a lot of people get it confused because I be on stage. I love the stage. I love YouTube. I love in teaching people. But outside of that, when I get done teaching, working, oh, no. I'm not good with the let's go dancing for an hour. Let's go out and have dinner and just do life. That's not my strength, and I'm getting better at it. But encourage us introverts. Like, how do we really accept and start doing life with others? That really helps us, and it builds community.
So, this has nothing to do with introvert. I want to just ask you a couple questions, and then we'll get into introvert thing.
Now, let's do it.
Could you go back as early as 3, 4, and 5? And rattle off a few people who disappeared from your life?
3, 4, 5.
6, 7, 8 as a child?
6, 7, 8 as a child, and rattle off a few people that disappeared from my life. Not by name, but by memory I could.
Okay. Most of us who had people, Dad was supposed to be there growing up. Mom was supposed to not be staring at her phone 24/7, 365. She's supposed to bend down and look me in the eye and say, I love you and I'm glad you're a part of my family.
Yeah.
My heart doesn't beat without you. Every kid should hear that.
Yeah.
And many, many millions of people didn't get that.
Right.
Or mom was working 4 jobs just trying to pay rent, man.
Right.
And she didn't have time for that. And so our bodies understand that. you are on your own. And so I don't have a lot of use for the introvert extrovert thing when it comes to how do you live a well life. I think there's a misconception about the introvert extrovert thing. At the end of the day, I'm like you. I prefer to hide. And if I go back in time, I can pull the pins on where my body begins to say, you know what, we're better off just doing this by ourselves.
Yep.
And here's what the research of loneliness tells me. My body will sleep less deeply. It doesn't get the restorative REM sleep. It doesn't get the good deep sleep. Why? Because it knows you are on your own. My heart will beat a little bit faster. I'm more likely to get Alzheimer's, dementia, right? I'm more likely to die of cancer and stroke because my body is eating itself. It is constantly vigilant because it knows you are all you got. And so the key to living a well life is getting people in your corner and saying, I'm going to tend to the fire. You got security.
Wow.
You're going to take care of the kids, and you're going to make sure. And then our bodies can go, whew, right?
Yeah.
And I have to, me, the introvert, I have to look in the mirror and say, here's the data. I will die. And I'm going to take everybody who loves me with me because I'm choosing to be miserable.
Yeah.
Or I can say, it feels uncomfortable at first, but I don't ever regret it when I go spend time with people that I love. And I don't have to say a lot, but I can laugh like crazy. I can throw a couple of grenades just to get the party started. I'm not going to dance, but I'll sit in the back and hang out. I'm going to go be with people. Anthony, I went with a couple of mutual friends the other night to like an old heavy metal show that I went to, a same group I saw when I was in college, in high school. Dude, I was the old man in the pit. I was an old man. I was like, hey, kids. I was that guy. Anthony, it was so good just to be with people. And I'm trying to make new friends. I'm still in a new town, right? I have to have that. And my wife, the next morning, I woke up and she's like, dude, you are glowing. And I was like, I was out all night. And she goes, I know, but you're different. And I was like, because I had a shared experience with some people.
That's
right? We have to do it. We have to.